What's going on? We are here still in Jersey, and I am here with Mr. Overall 40, Mr. Overall 50, and new Mr. IFBB Pro. Man, it has been a journey, and now that journey has hit its checkpoint, and now we are getting ready to reload and start a new journey. But before we get into that, how do you feel?
It's a great feeling. It hasn't set in all the way. I'm still trying to grasp it all. Looking at the pictures and stuff and the videos kind of remind me, but it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
So, run me through the week. When you got to Jersey, run me through the week. What was the feeling leading up until show day?
Uh, I didn't expect. I had no expectation except to do my best, to perform my best, to stick to everything strict with the food. And that was the main focus because I felt that if I did my best, whatever happens, happens. So I know it's a big show, and you could be intimidated because when you're in there and all those people and all those muscles and all those great physiques, it's like overwhelming, and you thinking, "Wow, I'm amongst these beasts. Like, what am I gonna do?" So instead of thinking about that, I just said I'm gonna be the best me. I stayed covered pretty much most of the whole thing.
You definitely did.
Yeah.
We waited to the last minute to get glazed, so no one worried. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just kept to myself and I observed a lot. I absorbed as much as I could, but I kept my focus on make sure you go out there, your showmanship, your performance, all of that counts when you're going on stage and you have competitor after competitor after competitor, and they all look nervous or unease and all that, and the judge want to see something that would like magnetize their eyes to this person, that spark. So it was like you have to relax and go out there with that spark and look like you're enjoying yourself a little more. So I was focused on my presentation, and everything else had to do with what was did as far as the food manipulation and stuff, which is what you did. So I let you do your job, and I had to do my job because you can't make me smile. That's up to me. You can just tell me. And so you did your job, I did my job, and because we both did what we were supposed to do, it came out right.
Absolutely. Y'all hear it, people. Hey, I can only do my part. After that, you have to drink the water. And that's what we did. The best feeling of the whole prejudge and finals was when you had the opportunity to battle for the overall, and you clicked and heard everything I said. I don't know if you can hear me, but every time I said something, you immediately did it, and everyone around was like, y'all on the same wave. Did you hear me during the final?
The second round, second time I come, yeah.
Yeah, that time, people, I could tell you is we was up there. We couldn't tell you how they wanted to judge because we had David versus Goliath over there. We had the guy that was the tall class, fully loaded, and then we had Gino that was fully loaded and compact size. So we was in between, but at the end of the day, the posing at the end of the day, like you said, his posing was flawless. Out of the shows, this was like the most exciting I ever seen. Tyler, actually, yeah, because he came to you 3 times and told you great job multiple times, not just once. It was like we don't want you to congratulate, we want feedback.
Right.
But we got the feedback and we already knew what he was gonna say. He just said more depth in his back, but that is not going to be an issue because now we at that checkpoint and we know what to do. But the cool thing about this is we already talked about what we were going to do prior from even hitting the stage. Yeah. So now what we manifested came to life, and Gino always said, I want to do a show in my city. And not just now, it just being a show like you did last year, your pro debut. in your city, in your town, the best way to be able to show all your friends and family, because this was part one, and now you got part two. With all that running, how are you processing that part? Because you just got off being Mr. Overall yesterday, and now moving into 2024, you will still be Universe Mr. Overall, and now you got to flip that to my pro debut in 13 days.
Now I feel the pressure. Since you said it. I didn't even count the days. I don't know. I am happy about doing something in my own state, because I haven't did anything in my own state in a long time, except for the Steve Payne Southern Muscle thing. But before that, it was always out of town. And a lot of my friends would always say, I would come and see you, let me know. And a lot of people can't pay to go out and see you and everything. So I could actually do it here. I think I'll be a lot more comfortable and everything. And I might show my ass a little more when I'm here.
Oh, absolutely. You get a whole routine like you used to back in the day for Classic. I don't think you understand that. You pick your music, you pick your routine. Calvin is going to help you with that. You get to add your bread and butter. Instead of your quick 10 seconds, 12 seconds of fame, we tap it on. Now you got your 30 seconds of fame, so we know who the hell is Gino. Hey, the other cool thing about this weekend is he is my very first IFBB Pro for the guys. And not just getting his pro card, he got his pro card where I got my very first overall. And not just getting one overall, he he challenged it and came back with a second one. And you know the crazy thing about it is Michelle did her pro debut the same year she got it. She did this is Linda Murray, so this is a Wing of Strength show.
Okay.
She did Arizona Wings of Strength show.
Okay.
She plays top 10 at her first show for her pro debut. So I'm excited to see what we do for the guys, because I ain't gonna talk too much longer, but me and Gino talked about this prior. Was I did not see myself coaching any other guys for the following year, last year. And something came about, and me and him had a conversation in the DM, and I was like, man, you only need a week.
Yeah.
He was a little gray in that area. Like, a week? Like, can't be right. But we did that, got that overall, went to our next show. We got first place, missed the overall for the pro card, came back, different mindset, not just the pro card, but overall in every class that we went into, people. So we only signed up for 2. We got it into my exact words to you, because you was like, hey, Law, maybe we can do the open because you can get it in first or second or 35. And I said, keep that money for our pro debut. Right?
Yeah.
So.
That's a lot. And not only that, and it wasn't trying to do, well, you could do too much, because when you get off stage, you get on stage, you pose, you get off stage, you run to the back, go back around, get in line again. It's like and if I had another category, I would have been crazy. So you have to know what your limitation is. Not that you couldn't win in that category, but it takes you through a lot, and you have to remember a lot of stuff, and you can't step to the side. I remember I stepped to the side, and it was like, call my number. You need to get in that line right, and it's like, oh my God, everything is real intense backstage. So know what you can handle. Don't try to overdo it and do too much and be greedy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my question to you, what is going to be your food for today?
Actually, my favorite food, and I can't do it today, is I have this spaghetti that I make that is crazy. It takes me about 2 hours to make. But every time I make it, I have people all over Atlanta like, bring me a bowl, bring me a bowl. Spaghetti is my main thing, but since I'm out here, I want to do the Philly cheesesteak and I want to do the pizza.
Got it.
So that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. So yeah, Gino gets his 24 hour of fame, and tomorrow we'll be back at it. I'm super excited with it. Um, as you can see, we got our hardware and our card out here. Not just one, like we said. We got both of them. And the cool thing about it is before this show, so we'll have these before our pro debut, is I told all the newbies that they get their pro card, they get a pair of J's. So you gotta tell me the size, and I'll try to make sure I have those for our pro debut so we can at least be matching. So, man, other than that, what would you recommend? What would you say to individuals that are going to watch this video, seeing our journey leading up to the show, and now maybe thinking they want to do the same thing as well?
If it's in your heart to do it, do it. But know it's not easy. Know that the world is against you when it comes to eating and being obedient and disciplined, because you always have the temptation of eating other things and things that'll distract you and pull you away, especially if those around you is not into it. They're gonna, and they don't know how bad, or they don't think of it as a bad thing when they try to actually eat something different. They think they're saving you and helping you out with flavor. But you have to stay obedient, stay disciplined, and in the end they'll respect you for that and say, I see the results and I see why you did that. So let me get a little more obedient, because that's what a lot of people struggle with: sugar, just eating everything. And sometimes you can be an example without preaching to them, but they see the results and they see what you're doing, and they've seen you reject them from eating off schedule, and maybe when they get into it, they'll have that mindset. So that was the hardest thing to me, is to stay in that mindset regardless of what's going on around you, because you know what the end result is going to be and you know what you want.
Absolutely. Hey, so y'all hear it from him. Make sure you got that mindset right, because it isn't for the weak. There is times where you have to challenge your self-control. Sometimes you have to give yourself that pep talk, but at the end of the day, once you finish, it's all worth it. You get to see everything that you thought you couldn't do come to reality. So, hey, other than that, I'm going to let him go. We're going to look at these awards. We're going to tap in a little bit about what we got planned. But other than that, we're outie.